I swear, Huskies, if you're thinking about getting one and you've never had one, do your research.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Two Couples One Podcast. I am Sean, also known as Team Mackie Racing on TikTok. Join with me today is Jenna, my wife, as well as Mel, and Why Not Mixology. John is over there. So, welcome in. Today's episode is going to be on Mother's Day and Father's Day since these holidays are recent. Really wanted to say that, John. It almost came out. So, a little bit about myself. I am married to the wonderful woman, Jennifer or Jen. I'm going to get yelled at 30 times about this podcast, if not hundreds of thousands. Um, so we've been married coming up on 15 years, just passed. Um, so yeah, a little bit about myself. If you can't tell by my background, big into RCs. Um, been working automotive side of the world, in and out of the military for going on 2 decades now, if not longer. And yeah, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
All right, I'm Jenna, also known as Barbie Poindexter. You might hear them call me Barbie a few times here and there on other platforms. I love animals, dogs in particular. Don't really like humans so much, so sorry, love you guys, but no offense. I'm the stay-at-home mom, and I run around like hey. So that's what I've got for y'all.
Hey, I'm Mel. There's not much to say. I'm pretty boring. I'm a homebody. I work from home. Um, I'm an introvert, very much so. I like to craft, make things, and talk a bunch of shit. That's pretty much it.
And I'm being
Don't
instructed
mess
what
up
I'm
now.
allowed
The
to
all
say.
eyes are on you.
Yeah, I've been given a script. Hold on, let me pull it out real quick. And
Oh,
that's not something you
before
hear
we
very
start out,
often.
We're not pulling anything out right now. We're
All
not
right,
pulling
so
anything
my name
out.
is John. Like Smacky said, I'm also known on TikTok as Why Not Mixology. And from time to time, you'll hear them call me the BBG because I used to be a Twitch streamer. And that's kind of eventually over time what I became. Um, Mel and I have been married for 29 years, going on 31 years together. And yeah, I'm a truck driver by day, content creator, alcohol mixing mixologist by night. And yeah, that's my streaming is what actually brought us all four, well, Smacky and Barbie, as I know them, brought them and they came into my stream one day and never left. So it's awesome. Now we're good friends. So here we are. And yeah, that's what we're all about right now.
he hasn't figured out how to get rid of us yet. He stopped
Tried.
streaming and still hasn't been able to get rid of us.
I did. I gave up.
Hey, your streaming brought couples together. One of the couples even got married. So,
We're not going there.
okay.
I love them
Oh, buddy.
dearly, but mm. All right. So today's subject is
Mother's Day, Fuckers Day.
you got it right. It's the only way you become a father.
Oh
Well,
my gosh.
so the idea here is that we want to talk about the kind of the differences, right? Because you have Mother's Day, which just passed. We got Father's Day coming up, and just kind of our ideas, what we grew up with, because we both came from, or our couple wise, I say us both because we're a couple, they're a couple. Um, we came from different backgrounds and different age groups, generations. So, for myself, watching, growing up, it was a stereotype of for dad. It was dad's at the barbecue, grilling up some food and screaming at the kids and drinking some beer and smoking a cigar or cigarette, and that was Father's Day. Mother's Day was all about bringing the flowers and going out to breakfast. Now it's different.
Yeah, I'll even say growing up, and it still really hasn't changed at our house. It's dad's on the grill cooking whatever meat I want. little neck clams if we can find them, and then having a cold one, maybe having a couple people over. But Mother's Day has always been all about whatever mom wants, or you know, breakfast in bed and gifts and a day old affair.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold your horses, because
I'm
this
not saying
is
that's what we
no,
do.
no, 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 no. Yeah, it may have always been about that's what the mama wanted, but is that what mama ever gets, sir? Is it?
Sure,
Hell
No.
no.
you
It
got a
didn't
day
quite
full of
work like
surprises.
that. I told him what I wanted and what we did, but I don't ever remember like breakfast in bed and stuff like that. I usually got up and I'd cook breakfast or something, or I'd plan something here to have our moms here, so I would cook.
That was as of
Yeah,
now. Back in the day,
yeah.
when the kids were
Soda
little,
and brunch. We do
we
brunch
usually
with
meet
like
up
your
like your
mom.
grandma or somebody. So we really wanted to help take care of your grandmas.
The weird thing is, I don't remember Mother's Day or Father's Day from my childhood at all. I don't remember anything until I became a mom. Like, I don't remember ever
Oh,
celebrating them.
so I definitely
I
remember
don't
Mother's
remember.
Day as a kid. Um, my dad used to have us like we would make homemade cards. And I know that as we got older, like we would get little gifts from like the dollar store because we was poor. Okay, we were poor. So that's what she'd get. We'd make cards, we'd get dollar store gifts. But there we did do breakfast in bed for my mom. And it's funny because for some reason, my siblings always decided that it was a good idea for me to do the coffee. And so she always got coffee grinds like in her coffee every single Mother's Day. And I'm like, why do you guys? I was the youngest. So I don't know why they kept putting me in charge of it, but and then I
That's
was told
why.
by my father, you leave your mom alone, like this is her like special day. And then when my stepdad and my mom got together, just like he just always takes her out of town. So, or he'll cook an entire meal for everybody. So that's how I was raised.
And what do your boys do for you?
Not a damn thing. Nothing. Nothing. Do you think that my husband would help them? Oh no, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
whoa, whoa! You had a 3D printed gift this year, and you went on a trip.
I did. I did because I made a very, very clear point. We went to the beach and I said, I was like, oh, I'm going to make my mom a special card. They love homemade gifts. Moms love homemade gifts. I was very, very like insistent and clear so that the boys would hear. And then I was like, boys, do you want to go make Grammy a card? Let's go make her a card. So I was really trying to like let their brains kind of figure it out, and Otto did. He made me a little penguin which ended up stabbing Smacky. Because I put it in my purse and he went to grab something, I don't know, and he ended up getting stabbed by the penguin.
She turned to stab you in the shoulder.
That's what it was. And then he did. I will give him credit this year. He took me to Build-A-Bear and got me a massive, and when I say massive, I mean like this thing is almost as big as Cooper, Highland cow.
Highland cows are so cute.
Oh, this thing is super cute.
This thing's like 30 pounds.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy.
But see, there's the difference between a Mother's Day and Father's Day. Like my wife, I said, "What do you want to do for Mother's Day?" I mean, I know you're not my mom, but you're the mother of both my children. What do you want to do? And she said, this is how it works. Let's be real. The men have to have an itinerary. We don't do it on our own. If I ask you what you want to do, you say, "I don't know," then it's gonna be like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm gonna give you then. We're gonna stay at home. We're gonna watch TV. I'm gonna, make you eat your own breakfast. I don't know. Most guys are like that. We're like, oh, that's what we do. That's the way we answer everything. I don't know.
So I planned it out.
You
That's
did.
exactly what we did.
Yes.
So we left here about 10:30. We hit Wiener Schnitzel on the way up to Austin where we were going, and we played music trivia the whole way there, and then we went to Umlauf Park, played around the park, and then we went to Cidercade, and then we ended up at Rainy Street, and then came back. We spent hours out there. It was really fun, and we did that a couple years ago too. Both
I
my kids surprisingly went.
Listen, I could totally respect that wanting to hear exactly what you want. But
And
Smacky, sorry, buddy, you don't get credit in this
uh,
era because
and what do
he
dads get? Dads
He's
get thrown
asked.
at their grill and told, "Hey, you have to cook. We're doing a barbecue. Deal with it."
I've been asking this man. I won't say any names. I've been asking him what he wants to do. I don't know. Do you want to go to church? I don't know. You want to go to lunch? I don't know.
I
So I
literally
said
just
I'm gonna
said,
make the
how do we
decision since
answer everything?
you.
I don't know. I don't care.
Since he won't make the decision, I will make it for you. Okay. So I got with my daughter and stuff, and then her boyfriend is a dad, and then her boyfriend's dad. So all the Ronnies, all three Ronnies are all named Ronnie. Ronnie one, older Ronnie, Ronnie, and little Ronnie. And then they're gonna, and we all decided we're just gonna take him to Top Golf. So that's what he's doing for Father's Day. You don't want to make a decision, I'll make the decision for you.
I think
I live
that's
by you. You got to
great.
plan it in advance. You can't do it last minute. Be like, well, let's go. You're not gonna get space at Top Golf. You wait till the last minute on Father's Day. No way.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
getting
fair.
space anyways.
Listen,
You know?
Smacky is over there sitting there complaining about how he's got a grill, but what he won't tell you is that's actually like he requests these things. Like I'll be like, "What do you want for your birthday?" "I just want to grill my favorite meal." So you can't sit there and tell me that you're going to complain about how you have to grill on Father's Day or on your birthday because bitch, you asked for that. That's
Hey, yo,
not
that's not just a
Yeah, you
grill
can't get mad
either.
if you're getting
I
what
mean,
you
you could
asked
put a
for.
body in that grill and feed the world.
You
it
have
Listen,
to
is a
remember
massive
something.
grill.
Like this man is extremely spoiled. I'm like, what do you want? I don't know. So I'll buy him a gift. I get him stuff. He is a very spoiled man. He wants for nothing. Seriously. So I'm like, what do you want? What do you want? If you don't make a decision, I'll make it for him.
listen.
Yeah.
But
We
if you want
cook.
something, tell me you want something. I'm not a fucking mind reader. Tell me
We
you
we
want
cook on
something.
our grills, so we're not a burden to everybody else.
No,
Just
stop
because
it.
my
Do
grill
not.
But the
is four
difference is you
thousand dollar
can grill.
grill.
My husband burns meat on the grill.
Well, that's because
You
he's a
can grill. He
mixologist. He's not a
cannot.
barbecue
There's
guy.
a difference. The first time he used the barbecue, we got a T-bone that I really wanted. It was charcoal when I got it. It was
No,
charcoal.
baby G.
That was like
That was maybe.
25 years ago. I was in the army and
You remember
stupid.
my T-bone? You ruined my expensive meat. We were poor. That was a luxury. When you're poor in the military, starting out, like you be eating ramen.
Did you
Okay, so
eat?
I had a
Did
T-bone
you eat?
steak.
Did you eat?
No, I didn't. It was unedible.
You still
That's
ate
all
other
right.
It
foods.
was
There
not
were other
edible.
things. There was chicken. There was potatoes. There was corn on the
At,
cob.
No.
at least he
Were
tried to
we
cook
poor
for
in this?
you.
When we wanted to drink, we drank Boone's Farm wine because we was poor. Okay. You be
Listen, at
mixing
least
Kool-Aid
he
with beer. We was poor.
You had
We did not
something.
have
You
Kimchi
didn't go to
potatoes and all
bed
this stuff.
starving.
We weren't
li-
made of money. We had ramen and we had we had maybe some canned beans and then we had our steak, which was inedible. So we left us with ramen and beans.
Happy Father's Day.
listen,
I'm dying.
listen. It could be worse. I came home with 2 MREs one day and asked Barbie what she wanted.
Spaghetti.
Which one do you want? They're both good.
Yeah,
That didn't
Spaghetti.
not
pan
that
out
was
so
would be a
well.
good idea. Listen, I'm so bougie. I'm like, I know your ass is not asking me if I want an MR right now. Get out of here.
I do most of the cooking, but he's gotten a lot better at grilling over the years and stuff. But still, he's right now we can't really even get to our barbecue, but it's hot in Texas in June right now. We're already in the triple digits. Like it's hot to be standing out there with a grill. Like
And that's
it's
why you
just
need to
not
come east.
comfortable.
Come back to the Carolinas where
It's
it's
still gonna be
only
hot
like
there.
80. It's only like
I even
80.
talked about doing like an indoor one of those indoor smoker things, but I don't know.
What? No.
The little electric smoker thingamabobber.
And you can't blame him for being a bad cook. He's a mixologist.
Thank you.
They don't know how to cook.
But I can mix up a drink, baby. Never heard you complain about
Listen.
them.
Yeah, because I'm the one who gives you the recipes.
Give away the secrets. That's how it works. Not gonna tell them how you make your sandwiches. You know, you give away
Behind
your
every strong
recipe.
content creator is a woman who gives them the recipes.
That's right.
I'm like, here, try this. He's like, no. Now we're about to have a.
Visitor.
Smacky is
Wanna
so
say
funny because
hello?
like he actually likes. Oh my goodness! Look at that kitty.
This is Bug. His name is Snickerdoodle.
Ghost
Doodle Bug. I
kitty.
call him Bug. Say hi, Bug. Say, oh,
You just gonna knock everything over.
say hi, Bug.
Oh my gosh, he's
It's like,
so
what
cute.
the going on here?
But yeah, Smacky loves. So Smacky likes doing the cooking in our household, which is why that genuinely is like what he asks for Father's Day and for his birthday, or he'll say, "Can I play video games all day?" And I just want to make this clear. Now, when I have said something like that for Mother's Day, that does not follow through all the way. No, does not. I literally have said all I want for Mother's Day, please just make me some breakfast in bed, let my ass sleep in a little bit cuz like I'm tired. And let me play games or something, or let me just chill and watch a show. We make it to about noon. And that's with me waking up at 10 a.m. Dude, that's 2 hours.
Listen, it's open today.
I think we're different too because our kids are grown. So I'm like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? So I'm like, top golf. He's like, that sounds like a plan, you know? So I mean, I ran it by him first and he's like, that sounds like fun. Now he's like, I don't know if I want to do this. So I was like, dude, you got to make up your mind. We're coming close. If you want to sit home and do nothing, you tell me you want to sit home and do nothing. I'll make that happen. But you got to tell me what you want. You can't, I'm not a mind reader.
I said that.
Listen, top golf is a lot of fun, but it can get pricey, especially with their drinks.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They have specials though. Like you go for a couple hours. We'll probably only be there for a couple hours and then he'll probably come home so he can chill, play games, whatever he wants to do, get ready for work the next day. And it's always on a Sunday. So it's like, you got to work Monday. You can't do anything like all day.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
Also,
gonna I'm gonna jump in here on this whole Father's Day thing. I mean, when Mom's Day, it's in the season when everything's kind of cooler, flowers out in the spring and blah 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 blah. Father's Day, and maybe this is just me because I like football. I want Father's Day during football season. What do we
I
got
feel
it
like
right
that would
now?
make more
Every
sense.
Sunday is Father's Day in football season. You go to church, you come home, you sit on the couch, you have beer and watch football.
But I want a specific Father's Day where
Okay,
my
so I
kids
will
have to
give you
join me for
one
that football
Sunday.
game, not tell me to go bleep myself because I'm watching
I
football.
will give you one Sunday during the football season. You can sit here, watch TV, and drink beer and watch football. You only
She's
want
gonna
one
make you a
day.
coupon for Father's Day.
No,
You
I
may
want a
redeem this for your own
Every
Father's Day in
Sunday is
fall.
Father's Day.
no,
Now
but
you say you want one.
but
You
for
got a
real,
whole football season.
who actually came up with the idea that Mother's Day is on this day, on a Sunday, that you can't do much because you got to work the next day, and then Father's Day is like a month later, and you get no football, you get maybe some playoffs in the basketball or hockey. Baseball is just starting because it's spring, so it's boring as bleep. 'Cause you still got 400 games to go before you get to the playoffs. Why?
Well, here's a hot take. They get back-to-back holidays. They have Valentine's Day right before.
Get out, get out, dude. Why? Why would you even say this? Stop it right now. You are ridiculous.
Just
You
saying,
ain't.
hot
You're not
take.
wrong.
Okay, okay, for real,
I've
really.
done.
For
I've
real.
I've gone out all out on Valentine's Day once and told her that, and it was before we were married.
I have the answer for Mother's Day. It says Anna Jarvis is widely credited with founding Mother's Day in the United States. She organized the first official Mother's Day celebration in 1908 following her mother's death and actively campaigned to make it a national holiday, which happened in 1914. Let's see. Father's Day is probably because they were jealous of the Mother's Day. So let's see what Father's Day.
1914. I didn't know their
Listen,
mother's
but
been around that long.
can we just like acknowledge that now a lot of women are taking whole weekends for themselves and taking a momcation for Mother's Day weekend?
Isn't the whole point is to be with your children on Mother's
That's
Day?
what
Well,
I
so
thought.
that's the controversy over it, is like you're supposed to be with your children, but then the other side of that is moms need a break from their children because we're the majority of like we are the emotional person, like the emotional support person when it comes to the family unit and the family dynamic. So we get all of the brunt of all of the horrible emotions that come with tantrums and stuff like that. That's
But
the argument.
the kids are the reason you are. It's like the kids are the reason I'm a dad.
Mhm.
I mean, yes, you guys get the blunt of it all, but at the same time, you want to celebrate with the ones that made you that mom. We had somebody
Go away,
recently
Jose.
that
Get
we
them
had
things
that
away from me.
issue.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I think you spend Mother's Day with your children, then have them give you a gift as a vacation after Mother's Day. Take that, that's your gift for Mother's Day. Father's Day was, as a modern holiday, was primarily invented by Sonia Smart Dodd, a woman from Spokane, Washington, She was inspired to create a day to honor fathers after hearing a sermon on Mother's Day. She was raised by a single father after her mother died, so she wanted to create a holiday to celebrate the dedication and strength of fathers like her own. So
So it
Mother's Day was
sounds
for
like
a
it's
while, and then Father's Day was doesn't say when it was invented though.
so she created that day for single fathers, pretty much.
All the single
Let's
fathers, all the single fathers,
let's just
all the
point
single
this out.
fathers had their no kids, but no bank account, no house, no car.
No male pushed either of those holidays. They were both started by women.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
say thank you. Thank you, boys. Say thank you.
could have chose a better date.
Don't be greedy.
So I think Mother's Day, because you're a mom, you celebrate with either your mother or your children or both, and Father's Day is the same. And if you need a holiday away from them, you that's what your birthday's for.
You need a vacation. Go on vacation in the summertime.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
not summer.
I
Just if you
mean,
need a vacation, go on vacation.
I was gonna
I
say you
personally I
do.
end up yeah, taking a mom vacation. I take a weekend with my best friend once a year at least. And we go to the beach. No kids, no husbands, and we literally just eat food and sleep and hang out. Like that's it.
Right. And that and
But I,
that's agreeable. I think women should do that, but I don't think it should be
yeah,
on Mother's Day.
absolutely.
I think everyone needs to get away from sometime. If it
Mhm.
gets to be too much, that way you can come back and appreciate what you have, but you have that time away. And it's okay to
Absolutely. And
ask for that too.
yeah, and I think it should be for any parent, not just necessarily the moms. Like absolutely, if a dad can take, the time. I've told my husband, I've, he can take a weekend if he wants, but he doesn't have any friends. Sorry.
And I'm in Texas, so
Cool. Mm,
Your words, your words.
cool.
I don't have any friends to go on a vacation with. Your words, not
I-
mine.
I'm calling my buddy right now.
he's got a tail.
And usually, if we vacation, it's usually just the two of us. We go somewhere usually for our anniversaries when we take a vacation. We'll usually go down for somewhere, but our kids are grown, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit different. Like our daughter comes to visit. Our son lives here, but he's 24 and Taylor's almost 30. So
And
we're in a different area in our lives, So I don't
right.
feel like I need a vacation from housework, which you could clearly say I've been taking that vacation. Yeah, it's pretty messy.
And because of my career as a truck driver and the job I've got, like this next week I'm going to Houston for a week.
So it's like my
So it's like a
vacation.
vacation for her. It's our time away. So when I come home, we appreciate the fact that, man, it's nice to be home, be with my wife again, kick the 24-year-old out of the house, not
It's
going there.
true. As much
But
as you need a vacation from your children, I think you sometimes need away from your spouse too.
yeah,
Like if we were to spend every moment together, we would not be married. We need our time together, but we need our time apart. Like that's how I think how we survived for so long
Well, and
is we
that's
have to
like
have our time apart.
I travel for work off and on, and like I just went to NOLA not too long ago, and I I told Jen, I was like, listen, as soon as the kids are out of the house, that's a vacation we can both go to, but not until they're out of the house
yeah.
because there are things that go on there that they don't need to see. And now in August, right before her birthday, I have another trip to go to Clearwater. So
Yeah, I think his company just loves to send him out at like the most inconvenient times because I swear every time that man gets sent out, either something comes up or it's like there's something going on for my kids at the school. I'm like, do you plan this? Do you plan this with the company? Because I don't. I'm a little suspicious. Like this is as bad as like you getting deployed 2 weeks before I had auto.
listen, I tried to
It
deploy when Cooper was coming too. That didn't happen.
Yeah, it seems like something always goes wrong when he was out of town. Like last time he left, the AC went out and I took care of it. And he was like, as soon as I'm gone, I'm like, things happen. Whether you're here or you're gone, things are going to happen. You have to trust me that I can take care of it while you're gone. That's kind of where the trust and things come in there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, and that's
That's all on
like
you guys.
yeah. Listen, I think that the only reason struggle now so much with him being gone is because I've gotten so used to him literally being here 24/7, even when he's working because he works in our house. So I'm like,
Right there.
okay, I'm like, where? I don't
Where
want
can
to
I hide?
be like doing this. Like I rely on him so heavily like some of the emotional that comes into it. Because, like you said, you guys are in a different part of life. Like you have older children now, so you don't necessarily have to be as emotionally available. And like, um, I'm sure that BBG can tell you all the stories of how he's heard Cooper come in 10,000 times a night just because he is so emotionally like he constant needs constant like attention, and it is incredibly draining. So when he's out of town, I'm like, oh gosh, am I gonna get through these next few days? I don't know if I can do this.
But you've done it because you've done it when I was in the military. You've done it when I spent 300 nights on the road for an unnamed insurance company. So,
They have a lizard.
Kind of
well,
about
we may
there.
have a lizard. You may be in good hands. You know, we may have Jake. You never
They
know
may
which
have
one
seen
we
a
are.
thing or two.
Yeah, I might know a thing or two.
But as parents, we make it through, even in the hard times and the things that you don't want to do, you push through. I mean, we've had some really difficult times with our kids, and
Oh,
you just got to
absolutely.
push through, and you find strength that you didn't know what you had, and you pray, and you pray, and you pray, and you just hope you make it through because what's the alternative? You can't just walk away. I mean, you can. There are people that do, but it just makes you stronger.
It's a whole
Yeah.
different, like you guys are going through the what I consider the midlife crisis of your children, because they're just driving you absolutely bonkers, and there are days that you just want to pull your head out and be like, I'm freaking done. We've finished that stage, and we are in the mental stage now where one of ours has left the nest, and every night before we go to bed, we don't know if we're going to wake up tomorrow and that person's here because we don't. I've always been the kind of father who I've been very protective of my kids, and I don't want to see anything happen to them. They make me mad, they make me furious. There are times I'm done with them. Um, but now it's at a time where because they're adults, what happens to them outside of this house, I can't protect them now. And it bothers me because I've always been the person to protect them. So when they get in trouble outside of house, whether it's illegal or with a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, it just drives us nuts.
Yeah, the worry, the
Yeah,
constant worry something's gonna happen, or you're gonna get that call at midnight, like that weird call. We've had some weird things happen too, like that whole Hall incident.
yeah,
That was weird.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can totally see how that is because like for me personally that is like one of my biggest right? Like in the process of teaching them, okay, when you're an adult, you're going to have to do all of these things and I'm like, am I teaching them properly? And then I'm going to have to be able to let them go. I cannot fathom at this point in time in my life what that's going to be like for me to have to allow both of my children to like become adults and go and let them make these mistakes and be there and protect them from afar. And I mean
Let them go. Let them
Yeah,
go.
it's. I really thought it was gonna be harder because I'm really, really close to my daughter. Time we were close, and when she moved out, it was hard because she had moved like 2 hours from here, and it was hard to see her. And then she moved back after some things happened y'all know about. So Taylor moved back home for a little bit, and then she moved out with her boyfriend like a year later, and that's where she's at now. It's not as hard because she's an adult, I
closer.
know, and I'm kind of at the point where I'm kind of like I want my kids gone so I can have my own life back. Like I know it sounds selfish, but my kids are grown, and having to constantly worry about them. And like I said, my daughter is almost 30 years old, and we're still worrying about her. Still, have no, are you eating? Are you safe? Or, you know what I mean? And we shouldn't have to live like that. Now we're just kind of like our kids are grown. We want our own life now.
absolutely. And I don't think that
You
that's
know.
selfish. I think that that's I mean,
That's
let's
moving
be
into the
real.
next stage of life.
Right.
So I mean, it is harder to let them go than you think. And it was hard at first,
Hmm.
but now I'm just like she's an adult, so we have a different kind of relationship now. We're more
Yeah.
like friends and mother and daughter now because she's an adult now. So it's a whole new dynamic. It's not like you're my small child and I have to discipline you, but at the same time, it's you kind of revert back to that too. Like you'll always be mom. Like, are you still eating? Are you okay? Do you need anything? That never goes away. But the relationship does change as they get older.
Yeah. Like Smacky was starting to sing, let them go. Let them go. It's easy to say that now. It really is. Especially when you're frustrated, like just let them go. Cut that umbilical cord. I've said that. Just you got to let them go. Cut that umbilical cord. But when they leave, it's like Was I really serious? I mean, I was messing around. Then your heart kind of breaks, and it's like, oh crap.
I wish I could just have a big plot of land with like our house and the kids on the side, like, within like an acre or two, but not in our house. Like that would be my ideal, but that's just not reality. The cost of living's too high. But our son already said he's not going to leave. So when we sell this house, get a mobile home, we want to get like a little RV, and he's going to help, and he's going to help take care of us. So because we're getting up there in age, we're already in
Yeah,
our 50s.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, and I understand that like totally. That's the I mean, I've talked about compound living with my own parents and about doing it with our children because they're just watching where the economy is going and being concerned for their well-being, but also just being able to maintain that closeness with the family. And I really like you said that, John, with like, oh, okay, did I really want them to go? I think I've had like bits and pieces of that like feeling before because I've always, when it comes to like allowing my kids to do certain things, like I allow them to go spend an entire summer with their family in New York. And people are always like, well, how can you allow them to do that? Don't you miss them? Don't you, like, you're letting someone else raise your kid? And I'm like, I know that they're in an environment that they love and that they're with people that love them. Does it suck for me because I only have 18 summers with them? It does a little bit, and it hurts a little bit. It's heartbreaking because I'm like, I want you to go, but I don't want you to go because I want that time for myself. And so I cannot imagine like when they become adults, like being like, okay, yeah, go, get out, and then just be like,
I'm heartless. Let them go.
but they
yeah,
never really leave, and they probably won't move out at exactly 18 anyway. The cost of living's so
Oh,
high that
oh,
most people are staying in their 20s and stuff. Like that's
I know
so
somewhere that'll
yeah.
feed them and give them a hot cot, 3 meals and a
smacking.
cot.
No, stop it. Listen,
You don't want them in
smacking
jail,
it.
man.
Oh no, the other
No
one.
military.
That's what I'm
The other
Okay.
talking
one.
about. You
There
don't
are
want them in
people,
jail.
No, I'll send them Air Force.
No,
It's
and
like,
then you have
Oh,
stop
that's
it.
like Disneyland. Okay.
yeah.
and then you have the non-parents that send their kids to like boarding school all year round. I mean,
Oh,
so there's
I,
I mean,
I,
a summer's camp, that's actually pretty normal. Like a lot of us, I went away for a few weeks in summer camp because that's was just what they were offering, but we couldn't afford the full summer. But that's actually not that uncommon.
we actually were thinking about sending Otto to summer camp. Um, my stepdad had offered to pay for a robotics like summer camp, and it's 2 weeks long. But I guess there's like a prerequisite that he had to take first, and he hasn't taken it yet. So I'm like, okay, so he's not doing it this year, but he's probably going to do it next year. And he was super excited about it. So I love that they still do those summer camps. But like Smacky, I wonder if it's like a mom versus dad thing, or if it's just a Smacky the way he was raised type of thing. But like we've had this conversation so many times about when they're 18. I'm like, no, let them figure their lives out and get on their feet enough. And he's like, nope, my dad drove me to my college, dropped me off, and said bye. And I was on my own. No, nothing, literally
What's the difference
nothing.
between
And this,
moms and dads too?
yeah. And so I was like, no, we're not doing that. I was said, Sean, do you not realize like because of that, it led up to other things that happened that probably could have been preventable had you had just a little more support. And he's like,
Try
I
to
turned out fine.
turn me into the man I am today.
Yeah, like the
That's
dads are like, get out, and we're like, we want a communal living with our kids. Like, do you see the
tough,
difference? It's hard to let go as a mom. It
It
really
is.
is.
tough
It
love.
is.
But someday you just have to. And then, but like I said, they're never really gone. I mean, she comes and visits me all the time, and we still have a really good relationship.
You
It
talk
comes
to your
down to
mom and dad.
circumstance too.
Now, my relationship with my mom is completely different than what I have with my daughter. Like, my mom and I are not close,
Mhm.
but my daughter and I are very close. And I think because I had that weird relationship with my mom, I was determined not to have that with my daughter. So it's
Listen, Jen
generational
talks to
too.
both her parents daily. I talk
I
to
do.
my I talk to my dad maybe monthly, maybe, and I haven't talked to my mom in 9 years,
Well, that's
if not
because she said
longer.
we're dead to her. So, I mean,
My
Well,
mom, I talk to every once in a while. She gets to be too much. Sometimes I'll have to block her. And my dad passed away like 2016 of lung cancer, but he was really close, pretty close to him. But yeah, my mom and I don't. Sometimes we have a really good relationship. Sometimes we don't. It just she has a lot of issues. I have a lot of issues, and we clash sometimes. So we have a very unique a unique relationship. I don't hate her at all. I love my mom, but we just clash sometimes, and it's really hard for us sometimes to get along.
Only take her in doses, very small doses.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So kind of back to the whole point, the difference between mom and dad. You know what I think? I actually just was reading an article, and I think it's so cool. But basically, it was stating that like the DNA that you have, it passes obviously off to your children. Like while you're carrying them, it passes on to your children, and their DNA passes on to the next child. So like our oldest son's DNA is also in our youngest son's DNA, not like the mother father DNA, but whatever. I can't remember like the way that it was explained, but essentially, like, so there is that different connection between the siblings and the mother than there is from very cool science thing that I'm not explaining very well, but
I'm wondering too if it's because like I'm really close to my daughter. I love my son too, but he's closer to John, so I don't know if it's a gender thing too.
I think
Uh,
definitely I wouldn't necessarily say gender or maybe like personality. Because so Otto used to be my bestie. Like we would go shopping all the time. He was like he had to be matching. He had to wear, vests and ties and hats and like I mean,
A
that
tourist
kid
for days.
was he was dressed to the nines every single day all the way up until he was probably 5, 6 years old, and then he was like, "No." And now over the last couple of years, he has become daddy's boy, and I'm like, "Stop it.
How dare
This
you,
is not fair."
traitor?
I think Tim was a mama's boy when he was really little, like
Yeah.
toddler, but I think that's kind of normal for toddlers to be a mama's
Well,
boy.
both of our kids switched places because Taylor was a daddy's girl until she became a teenager, and then she just told me to go bleep myself. And then Tim was a mama's boy until,
Just when he
and
was really
then when
small
he
though.
became about 9, and I was 8 when I left to go trucking, he all of a sudden realized that I wasn't around, and then that's it when he and I started becoming close. Then people started pointing out that we were very similar. Our laughs.
You guys have similar
So,
hobbies. You both love technology. So I mean, I love both my kids. I don't. I know a lot of people say you have one favorite. I do. I really don't. I love both my kids. I just my daughter spends more time with me, whereas my son spends more time with him, and they both have their own lives and do their own things. But I don't prefer one of my children over the other. I just
Oh,
spend
and
more
that
time with my daughter because that's she spends more time with me.
which that is a whole other conversation. The whole favorites thing. Like that is a very big prevalent thing in my family. I've often been told that I am the favorite.
Nope,
So
it's me.
shut up. Um, so it
you're
is
fired.
like it's a whole like thing in our family, and it causes a lot of like rifts because it's been weaponized on me as being the favorite. But like in our house, because of the way that I was like consistently told I was the favorite, I've made sure to tell my children, like, listen, there is no favorite. You are both two vastly different people, and truly, they are. Like, Cooper is my junior. He is Jenny Jr., like me through and through to a T. I don't know how my mother dealt with me. Um, and Otto is his father all the way, like minus certain like teeny tiny personality things like quirks, and he laughs exactly like his grandfather, which freaks me the crap out because like he hasn't spent a lot of time with his paternal grandfather, but he laughs exactly like him, and it is so weird. And it's so hard to me. Like those are the things that are passed down. But yeah, I mean, we're tried. Like I am always saying to my children, I don't have a favorite. You are two vastly different children, and I have to parent you differently because of the way you respond to things. But that does not change my love for you, and it's equal. It's not more for one than it is the other.
Yeah, because you have different relationships with. I mean, they're all your kids, but you're gonna have different relationships with them because they have different needs. But it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you love one more than the other. You may click more with one other or have hobbies. Like my son and I, we play video games together sometimes, like old school Mario. I do with my daughter too, and that's really the only gaming I do. But they like, and then they play other games and they'll play with dad on, different games, and we all play board games. So we all have loves that we share together and then things that we do apart. Like Taylor and I love to shop. Daddy, he'll go with us, but it's not really his thing. Tim's more of an introvert. He doesn't leave the house hardly ever. Like we invite him, just never wants to go. He's just like, bring me back something to eat. That's all I want. So I mean, So we have different relationships with them, but we love them equally.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what makes us, moms and dads, and that's why we get to celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day because of those little that we call children.
The crumb snatchers.
The
Crotch
crotch
goblin.
goblins,
Crotch goblins.
crotch
Trophies.
fruit, crotch fruit.
I love it. Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, it's a whirlwind just being a parent. And it's interesting that, like some days you can really hate it and really love it. And it's hard to see that, like, there's so many people that just force 100% of the time that, oh, it's like being a parent is the best thing in the entire world. And yeah, absolutely it is. But why are we only showing the good parts of it?
Yeah, there's some really. You're gonna go through a hard time, just like in marriage. I mean, anything that you do is gonna have its ups and downs. Life, jobs, careers, marriage, children, any relationship is gonna have its ups and it's gonna have its downs. You just gotta weather them. You know, you just don't give up. You just keep going, like that little Energizer bunny. You just keep going, and when you're about to pass out or die, you just replace your batteries and keep going some more.
Just keep swimming. Just swimming.
Damn bunny rabbit.
Bunny rabbit.
Listen, there are
Dory.
going to be people who listen to this or watch this that don't know the commercial you're talking about.
Oh, stop
Oh,
It's
I thought
okay.
everybody knew the Energizer bunny.
They
So-
can still subscribe though. We don't.
Listen, we might be getting old, but we're not that old.
Not dead yet.
We still appreciate the views and the watches, so make sure you like and subscribe.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna load more stuff
absolutely.
I don't want anymore.
Well, if
I'm
you were to
done.
have any, it'd be take an act of God to make it happen.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
just gonna
gosh.
Same
wear a
with
mask all
Jen.
night. That's a whole nother thing though. We were talking about the ages the other night, like having kids young versus having them older. I just couldn't imagine my stage in life having small children. Grandchildren, yes.
Yeah, take that donut
Children,
hole.
no. I want grandchildren to spoil
Hungry.
and love, but I don't want any more little childrens for me.
Yeah,
Let me fill my
absolutely.
donut holes.
I mean, I feel like for me personally, if I could go back, I would consider having them a little bit later in life, but only because I emotionally was not like mature enough. But the thought process behind it, the reason why we had kids, because we were going to wait for a little bit, actually. Fun fact. At the beginning of our marriage, there was like two choices that we realistically had. I had just found out that my mom had the BRCA2 gene, which, for those of you who don't know, it is the breast and ovarian cancer with the estrogen positive, um, whatever. I don't even know. It's a whole thing. But basically, I'm more at risk for getting breast and ovarian cancer. And so she had that gene, and I was like, well, I'm going to get tested. And if I have it, they suggest to have kids earlier than later because you have to get your ovaries removed to reduce your risk of cancer. So that's what chose it for me. And I just see BBG over there laughing his full head off.
I was trying to sneak a donut hole, but wasn't very successful in sneaking it.
I can't hide from the camera.
Nope.
Listen.
We see everything.
Can you see me now, bitch? Can you see me now?
Oh,
What other
you know.
topics did we have on our agenda for today?
That
There,
was pretty much it. We're just
John?
gonna kind of start it. We have a bunch of different topics. I've been putting something in the thing too. If y'all looked over those.
So
Yeah.
our goal here today for the audience watching was to introduce ourselves because this is our very first podcast, and we wanted to kind of give you a taste of the craziness that we can come up with and the ideas and the thought process. The biggest thing here is that we are two different generations. We are Gen X and they are millennials,
Oh,
and we are living in the same time but different times. So
Oh, I have a
opinions are
question.
different.
oh no, hold
I
on. I'm a Zennial. Just to make this
Oh my
absolutely
gosh.
clear.
Stop it. Yes, we know. We're Zennials. Knock it off and just stop.
Whatever.
Listen,
About to
I've got a
smack the shit
question.
out of Smacky.
It's on the topic of Father's Day and Mother's Day. Hot take. Do you think what do you think of people celebrating Mother's Day and Father's Day as pet parents? No skin babies. fur babies.
Listen, if you want
I
to,
mean, I think it's kind of cute. I mean, if any day that you want to celebrate, there's so much darkness in this world, and if you can have some time to love and celebrate, just go for it. Who cares?
if you want to celebrate yourself and buy yourself gifts, by all means do so. Self love is a thing. Mental health is a thing. If it makes you feel better at the end of the day, you do you, boo boo.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you can find any reason to celebrate, then do it. I mean, sometimes there's not a lot to celebrate in life. And so if you can find those little moments of happiness and something that brings you joy, go for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of fur babies.
Yeah. Just like you guys have fur babies, we have a whole farm load. Run around here with four legs and meow and bark and do other things. And we've lost a few just over the last 6 months. We've lost quite a few. Um, so celebrating Mother's Day or Father's Day as a fur baby parent, I would say yes. I think it's fine.
'Cause you adopt them, you love them, you take them to the doctor, you care for
Yeah,
them, you feed them just like you would a child.
yeah.
And then they rely on you wholly like a child would.
Well, and for some people,
I mean,
that's
I
all they
understand
ever
they don't
will
want
have.
me.
Some people can't
Yeah.
have children, so the animals become their children. I mean, I look at our animals as children. I do everything I can to take care of
Yeah, I tell Shivers, go see daddy. Go
them.
get daddy. Go get treats from daddy.
I tell her to
So
go get out of here.
you are 97 years old. Go. It's time to move out now. Stop living
What
at
have
Time for
home.
you to
what have
kick
you done
rocks.
for me lately? Damn, I still gotta feed
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Because I mean, you adopt them.
Can't you
They're
feed
babies
yourself?
too. They're actually more reliant on you than most children. So,
Yeah.
or most husbands that are your biggest child.
Oh,
Well,
it's
Like,
so
listen, just because I
as
haven't gone
far as
past
you
the
know
age
what
of
I'm
12
talking
means
about, your
nothing.
husband will always be your biggest child, needing the most supervision.
I always say our husky has been more of a baby than any other child, spouse, pet in this entire relationship that we have had before he passed. I swear, huskies, if you're thinking about getting one and you've never had one, do your research. Bill was not prepared for the level of drama that comes from a husky.
Listen, it's the greatest dog you'll never own again.
Yeah, I mean, John wanted one really bad, but here in Texas, they're so furry, they would be miserable. And we're just
Yeah,
not big dog people.
Yeah, we're not big dog
yeah, it's
people.
Really, we don't have the room and stuff. Like we have a small catio and we have a small dog because our cats get out, but we big dogs for us just don't work. So we do little dogs and cats.
yeah, we've done a pretty good mix. I feel like the only thing we haven't done so far is a giant. I don't think we as much as I love
I
Great
want a Great
Danes.
Dane.
Yeah,
Like a
as
math
much as I love Great Danes, they have so many medical issues. They're a great breed that I would love to never own.
Yeah, there's
I'll
what
be a
Great
Great
Dane
Dane
have
and her uncle.
Mastiffs and Saint Bernards, right? Those are like some of the biggest dogs. Saint
Yeah, and
Bernards are big too.
I'll
they
be your
only live
Saint
for
Bernard.
like 9, 10 years sometimes. But the knee, hip issues that they have, the amount of surgeries they need to get, you better have lots of money and be prepared because boy oh boy, they need a lot of medical treatment.
We decided once we lose our fur babies, when the time comes, we probably won't get any more. We're not at a place in our life. We lost Shorty, just a couple months ago, and we had him for 15 years, and that was devastating, especially to our daughter. It was her dog, and we got some cats here. Some of them are our daughters that she left here, but when they're gone, I don't think we're gonna get more animals. It's heartbreaking, but we're just at a point in our lives where we just don't want to go through that
It
heartbreak
frees you up
anymore.
for travel.
Yes, we want to go cruising some more. We should talk about cruising and some of the controversy, like some of the things he's saying about cruises that I don't see, but that's a really great topic.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. I think that we have plenty of topics that a lot of people want to hear, and I hope that everyone tunes in and continues to listen because we have a lot to say, and some of the stuff is off the wall, but I promise it's
What?
worth listening to, and we're fun. Okay, we are fun.
And if there's anything they want to hear, just bring it up too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
comment
Yeah,
down
absolutely.
leave it
below
in the comments.
if there's a subject you want us to jump in on. By all
We'll have the
means.
email in there. They can
Yeah,
email it
there
to
is
us,
an
right?
email.
Yeah.
It is two couples one podcast @gmail.com. You are more than welcome to send in emails with questions that you have or topics you'd like us to discuss, please send them over. We have an Instagram, YouTube. They're all Two Couples, One Podcast. Super simple, super easy to remember.
And we'll put it all down in the comments and the
Links.
links down below, down there, maybe on the screen
Stop
somewhere up
pointing
here.
down. Stop pointing down. This is not that kind of podcast.
This isn't
This is not
only
an
hams.
OnlyFans. Thank you. We're not OnlyFans here. We're not. That's not what you're subscribing
Listen.
to. Okay?
Listen,
Subscribe
I
down
got enough
there.
junk in my trunk. If I
Hello?
start shaking it, you guys will feel it in Texas.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Gotta find it first, brother.
Oh, I was talking about my rear end.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a brisket.
Oh,
That's another
Love
subject
roast.
later on. So,
got one of them in the freezer.
Oh, we do have
So-
rib roast, don't we?
I think
Well,
that's
brisket.
probably gonna do it for us today. Two couples, one podcast. First one of the day for the season.
First
She's
one
our
ever.
first one ever. Tell us what you think. Please comment down below. Let us know what you think, because it only helps us. And please like, subscribe, follow, whatever
All
buttons
that
you
good shit. Share.
share.
Hit all the buttons.
Sharing
Let
is
mommy,
caring.
let mom and dad know that they're talking about mom and dad, and then we'll see you guys right back here at the very next show.
Don't
Peace,
be a
y'all.
asshole. Bye.
Bye.